All right, let's play the gun lady. Congresswoman gun lady. Oh, this woman.
Speaker, I would yield 1 minute to the gentlelady from Colorado.
The gentlewoman from Colorado is recognized for 1 minute.
Glory to God. Madam Speaker, I rise today to oppose this impeachment and denounce the recent violence on the Capitol, just as I oppose the previous impeachment and the violence we've all witnessed all summer long across our great country. Make no mistake here, the hypocrisy of the left is on full display. Quote, go to the Hill, get in the face of some Congress people. We've got to fight in Congress, fight in the courts, fight in the streets. Take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him. Go and take Trump out tonight. Sound familiar? What about the gentlewoman from New York who defended the looting by saying looters just wanted loaves of bread? Well, the last I checked, Best Buy and Teslas and stores of the like do not produce baked goods. Where's the accountability for the left after encouraging and normalizing violence? Rather than actually helping American people in this time, we start impeachments that further divide our country. I call bullcrap when I hear the Democrats demanding unity. Sadly, they are only unified in hate.
Fired.
Thank you, I yield.
Oh, man. So my favorite part of that, even though she went off on her own little like Q quoted speech, was the beginning where she goes, glory to God.
Glory be.
Glory to God. That's how she opened that.
Well, I mean, it's deep, Nomi, because she does mean it. She means glory to white Jesus, right? Like white Jesus is a dangerous dude, man. Like, you got to understand how dangerous what white Jesus has done in society, right? Yes, I mean, not everybody Jesus, not the bronze-skinned Jesus that they actually describe in the Bible, right? But I'm talking about the white Jesus that they painted and put up in their church. Right. White Jesus will tell these folks that they're taking your guns, they're taking your jobs, they're taking your freedoms, and the only reason that they think they're getting taken is because they actually have to see more black people and more brown people running around. That's all it takes is our presence, and white Jesus gets angry and he will spite thee.
I mean, this is like, but this is their line. It was a day after the day after the event. Not even, I don't even think they came out with the response that, oh, but did you see the looting that happened over the summer? Here's the difference. Let me just be very clear. Here's the difference. That the Black Lives Matter movement, what happened, the events out of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, in every single community, even on my parents' block with like small little houses, they had signs outside, right? This is a tiny little, block that they live on. Every single community in America had protests. I had a friend in Alaska who was laughing because there was one person in the middle of that small little town that he was at in Alaska working on a campaign who had a sign in support of BLM. Everybody who could was speaking out peacefully. This was a group of terrorists who brought guns, like she does, into Congress to lynch the vice president and who knows who else.
That's right.
I'm going to say it's a little different than a Best Buy's windows getting smashed in, whether that's true or not.
Listen, what got me, first two things, Nomi. She's feeling her kind of way, and meanwhile, AOC has gotten death threats from some of the same people that were in the building with her that day. Right? Like, so, I mean, when they say things are getting real, yeah, it was getting real in there. And for them to even be capping the way that they're capping right now, trying to make a distinction between BLM and anti-fascists, right, and what, and what has happened is not only silly, it's ridiculous. But here's the more important point. Every single time they mention BLM, what they neglect to mention is that the enormous rate that black people get shot by cops. Exactly. More than, what they're talking about is an election that was literally talking points were created and lies were spread to say that Joe Biden didn't win, in comparison to factual stats showing that black Americans get shot at higher rates than any other human beings in this country, any other human beings in the world. In the world. So they are neglecting that fact that there were peaceful protests. Yes, there were some things burned down, but nobody ran up into city. Ain't nobody ran into the Capitol with guns and zip ties. Brothers don't even have zip ties in the hood. I mean,
The greatest is they weren't even zip ties. They were these professional ties that they use, because we always call them zip ties. But then, of course, CNN had to have somebody on that's like, actually, I'm an expert on law enforcement, but those were not zip ties. They're actually stronger than zip ties because they're for arrests. I mean, they were professional grade. In other words, it wasn't like going to the grocery store and getting your zip ties.
And as these people are getting arrested around the country, as they're getting arrested, just like always, they're getting paid leave, man.
Thank you.
These are police officers. Now, let me explain systemic racism to everybody real quick so y'all can understand something. These guys are firemen,
that's right,
cops, doctors, lawyers, freaking state representatives, right? Guess what? They all the white supremacists. They showed up and they hung out with people who hung nooses up, right? And then after they left, they go back to their hometown. And if they're a doctor, they had to go to see 3 black patients who happen to be, you think they get the same amount of medication?
That's right.
You think those cops give them black folks the same amount of justice, or they are over policed? You think those lawyers actually fight as hard for their clients, their black clients, as they do for their white clients? This is what systemic racism is. And if we don't get to the bottom of it and arrest these people, and not only arrest them, make some damn laws.
That's right. And before we go to Steny Hoyer real quick, I think what's really important about what you just said was, I've heard Republicans say, well, it wasn't everybody who showed up at that rally. They weren't all the ones storming. I'm sorry. If I showed up to any rally and I saw a noose, I would be like, see ya, get me the hell out of there.
That's right.
It's just, there's no normal Trump supporter who shows up at these rallies and stays there after seeing a noose.
That's right. I mean, so shout out to the officer. I forgot his name, but the black officer that led that crowd away from the U.S. senators, right? Every single senator, Republican or Democrat in that room needs to be sending him flowers and voting for reparations, because we need more free people like this black man right here who was smart enough to lead and you know what? They were like dumbass lemmings. Sorry, excuse my language. They were like little dumb lemmings, right? Okay, we're going to follow him. And he's just like, yeah, you know what? Come on.
He's like, I'm bait. Thanks for watching and listening to The Nomiki Show. But remember to click like and subscribe on YouTube, and please share on social media. If you're not already a patron, please join us for as low as $5 a month on patreon.com/The Nomiki Show for early and special content. That investment makes a huge difference. We are not corporate media raking in the dough. It's really you guys that are keeping us going. So please consider being a patron. And to our current patrons, thank you so much. We are incredibly grateful to you. We also now have swag. So check us out on thenomikishow.com to get your mugs, your totes, and your stickers.